I haven't had this much fun without a fishing rod in my hand, frankly. But I'm glad that you stuck with us, because this is my favorite part, which is questions from the audience. And you're welcome to come down any Thursday night, 5:30, here at Bernie's Bungalow in the upstairs lounge. And, you know, it's pretty fun, right? You can have an adult beverage and ask a question of the panel. So we've got some great questions, and one of them I was hoping we'd get to before, but we've got it now. And I would really like Art, maybe, well, you can all answer it, but the CDQ program that you were talking about, where people now are in aviation and there's these different programs for education, it's funded, it's an allocation of the groundfish fishery, which is responsible for the same Chinook bycatch. So I'm wondering, is the CDQ basically just another, here's some smallpox blankets and beads, thank you very much?
Actually, the CDQ doesn't impact the fisheries as much as I think the other vessels do. You look at the data from 2007 when we had the harvest of, or the bycatch rate of 130,000 Chinook. The CDQs had a harvest of maybe 5,000 Chinook. So the numbers are relatively low. It's the other fleets that are really doing the damage.
Okay, so we've got another question that says, given that the villages are supposed to run the CDQ via their board members, how can you explain why the CDQ coastal villages are allowing the abuse by the pollock industry of bycatch? Do you want to answer that one? You're smiling.
You know, actually, I haven't been involved with the coastal villages and the activities, but you know, one of the biggest concerns that we had when we got this program started was also to be involved in the catches that they have, which includes information on bycatch and whatnot, and having the partnership, going with partners, we also voice our concerns over bycatch issue, that, you know, if there's hot spots in the areas that they fish, that they can go to another area. That's how I think, you know, coastal villages at one time addressed the issue.
So why can't they just, if they bycatch them, instead of dumping them or using, why can't they just get them to people who need them? I mean, oh wait, then they won't be buying them? I mean, it seems so wasteful. It really does, that you're trying to catch one fish, you catch 10 other species of fish, you dump, you know, those 10 and you keep the one. I mean, it's just a rape, pillage, and plunder of our fisheries right now.
Well, you know, I think it all stems from congressional action, and that's where action happened in Congress. And I think all of these, that's why I made those statements earlier, is Congress made these CDQs, Congress made Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act. It's done by passing laws. And then,
so you think now they'll do a better job with the law?
Who is gonna be, who is gonna fix that, and who's gonna fix those issues? And you know, we have North Pacific Management Council. We have all of these other administrative remedies that can be taken care of. But I think you know, science and elders' knowledge, the traditional knowledge that we have, we need to put everybody engaged out there to share the information and to make recommendations for changes to make sure that we have the fish and we have these resources into the future and be sustainable.
Well, I think the most remarkable thing is that you're not a cynic, because I think you'd have every reason to be. How do you answer that, Art?
Well, from what I've heard from industry, is basically it's the pollock that have a priority. So by the time you get to the salmon is, the flesh is soft and it's basically no more good. So you might as well chuck it. Besides, I think by providing a handout, it takes away our independence. I think we want to do our own harvesting. I just think you take away from the soul when you give people something for free. We don't want that. We want to go out there and we want to work for our living.
Right. It just doesn't come. It's a more direct way of working for your living. In fact, it's a much more honest way of working for a living, I would say.
Yes.
What about you?
Well, you know, discards that I heard, it's by rule that they can't keep them. So all the salmon that they catch goes over the side because of the rules that the council has. In the rulemaking process, council just makes advice to the Department of Commerce, and if they propose rules and those are approved by Department of Commerce, United States Department of Commerce.
Right. So what were you going to say on that, Art?
Salmon are a prohibited species, meaning industry can't sell the salmon.
But they can kill them and waste them.
They can kill them and waste
Neat.
them. But at the same time, they do have some soup kitchens in Washington that they sometimes cater to. But
Well, that really helped Demonic last year.
yes, it did.
Well, I mean, they did get cookies delivered, with Franklin Graham. It's unbelievable to me. I keep going over and over in my head, how can this happen? How can people know this is happening? When they do know it's happening and they still continue on, I come to the conclusion that this is either a race-based thing or it's just a lack of respect or understanding that, I keep hearing, move to town. If you don't like it out there and it's tough, move to town. Really? Really, is that what this, first of all, town couldn't handle 150,000 people moving in who don't have cars in their village, and for all sorts of reasons, just for space here, but it's just so damn rude.
Yes, with the issue of if you have 10 or less students in the villages, then the school closes. So I think there's the state government and there's federal government, and I think those are the laws that affect us, and right now we live out there and we're in a way of development, we're in a way of
sure.
etc. So
Absolutely.
they have to remove us to develop all of those resources
It's
for
like
the best interest of.
It's like the movie Avatar. Sadly, sorry, we got to move you guys off. You've got what we need under your ground. This is something that has bothered me for a while. One is, why does rural Alaska tend to vote so Republican, when obviously the Republican platform here in the state is very consistently anti-subsistence, as a priority for rural. Magnuson-Stevenson Act, which we'll have links on the website. Please go read about it. It's right under rape, pillage, and plunder in the dictionary. But why do you think that they represent or they elect so conservatively when that's hurting them? I mean, it's not any different than, say, I don't know, Kentucky, but why do you think that there's that leaning there?
Well, I think it's the population, and it's about economic issues, and my idea of the solution has been to divide the state into different areas. So we can have the state of Yupik Nation, you can have state of Inupiaq Nation, and just divide it up. And I think with the reinforcement issue within the political process, the reinforcement by population has really affected the voice in our small villages, and it just in a democracy that we have lost that voice and lost that ability to protect our way of life out there. So
well,
I think that is part of the reasons why those laws in Juneau and in Washington, D.C. are affecting us.
So I have a question. We just have a minute left, but I want to ask Fred, Pebble Mine, yes or no?
Not being from the area.
I know you're not from Bristol Bay, but
I fished there for close to 30 years. I no longer go there, but I think, the impact will be so great, and
What's the native
Ne-
word
ne-
for being screwed? Don't tell me. It might come with a visit. What do you think? And we just have a second. Is it an up or down vote? Is it something because
Probably.
Actually,
You're
I'm
down?
not so much concerned about Pebble as I am about the northern Berring Sea and the industrial fisheries moving north, the trawl fleet moving north. Again, what I suggested today was there was a resolution that was adopted by the AFN Convention here in Anchorage, Resolution 0935. We called for a moratorium on moving the trawl fleet north. We don't want that in our neighborhood.
and they didn't listen to you? Shocking.
The jury's still out on that front. So,
I know.
But
All right. Well,
at the same time,
we're at the end. It's an up or down. That's all we got time for.
Pebble down.
Down. All right. I can live with that. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. We'll be back next week.